Mahoney. Hey, Angela. Hey, Anadit. We've got Bell. Is it Belchire? Hopefully I said your name right. Have you been on my live stream before? I don't recognize your name. We've got Miss Motivation here today. Elena, good morning. Nicola's son is here. Awesome. Well, you guys, I have a very, very special treat for you guys today. It's not very often that I do interviews. I've only done, what, 3 in the over a year that I've been streaming. So it's got to be someone special if I'm inviting somebody on. Good morning, Vias. Hi, Derek. Okay, so we have for you today Monica Morton. Now, you probably haven't heard of her on purpose because she keeps her life private, because she is a private detective for over 25 years. So she solves cases. Hey, Lizzie, she works for like A-list celebrities and she fixes people's lives. She's a coach too. She's a life strategist. So she has conducted over 6,000 investigations and over 1,000 surveillances. She's president of K.N.O.W. LLC. That's a sports and entertainment group. She does, business branding, development, marketing. She does stuff for the NFL, the NBA, works with A-list celebrities in the entertainment industry. She's been able to raise over $2 million for various domestic and international independent films. So she's got the film stuff going on, co-executive producer at MMG LLC, film and TV development company. She is currently starring in Sins of the City on TV1. So she's like the guest private detective. You guys know that she has been groundbreaking. Let me just look at here on her resume here. It says she is the first Black female private detective to be featured in a new investigative TV series coming in this year, 2022, about her life and her work. So, she's been featured on Success Magazine as one of the top 50 entrepreneurs. She's a certified life coach, life strategist, currently working with officials in her county to open up a shelter for victims of human trafficking. She just does it all, and she's kind and caring and smart and giving, and she's going to have a lot of great advice for you guys today. And I asked her specifically to speak on the topic of confidence, because you guys have told me many times that's one of the areas that you're lacking. And as you guys know, I'm launching my online course in 20 days, right, on the topic of confidence. And she has got a lot to say on that. Now, when I introduce her, you guys are going to be like, wow. So first of all, she's stunning. She's gorgeous. She cannot be missed. She's this curvaceous, like 6 feet tall. You cannot miss her. Yet somehow she has to blend in for her work and not be noticed. So that's a feat. But she exudes confidence when she comes into the room. Hey, Brittany. Hey, Grace. Hey, Angel. Hey, Lucas. So I'm not going to keep you waiting anymore. Hey, Molly. I'm introducing to you guys Miss Monica Morton, private investigator.
Hi. I don't know what to say after that introduction, girl. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Hey, everybody.
So guys, you probably look at her and go, I bet she's never ever had a problem with confidence in her life. So I know that's one of the topics you speak on, guys. She's also in world renowned speakers, spoken all over the world on many different topics, but one of the topics is confidence. So I'm going to be looking at the chat. Hey, Mario Gamer. Hey, Shadow Demon Zyre. What a name. We got Kate Voigt here. We've got Rosalina. I think I got some new people. So this is exciting.
Nice.
So why don't you kind of just lead us in with, when you talk about confidence, what do you feel is the number one thing that those of us who don't have it as much that we're lacking?
Okay. I have a saying that I share with people when I speak. I think that the only way you can be successful in life is to have constant reflection, because a lot of
Mm,
times our past or our history really determines our future and our stories. So a lot of
mhm,
people deal with having lack of confidence because of unresolved issues. And the only way that
mm,
you can shift or course correct is to take a beat, take a look at your life, and see what may be affecting your confidence. Everybody is entitled to confidence. There's a lot of
mhm.
people that feel like you're not worthy of having confidence, or confidence
Yeah.
means that you're cocky. Confidence does
Mhm.
not mean that you're cocky. Confidence means that you're very in tune with who you are, and you don't let the world shift who you are, because we live in a society, and Kat, you know this, we live in a society that there's cyberbullying, and people
Yeah.
are just mean spirited and angry for no reason, and
Yeah.
their actions towards other people can affect someone else's confidence. So you have to
Yeah.
find a way to look at what may be keeping you from being confident. I mean, it's like what you said with me. I'm 6 feet tall and I'm plus size. So, I have to be confident. I
Yeah.
have to be. Girl, please, you can't be out here playing. You have to be confident. And then on top of that, I'm a private detective. So I am
Mhm.
in a world where I deal with some of the wealthiest people in the world. I deal with celebrities, professional athletes. And I hate to say this, but not just because someone is wealthy, but a lot of times when you deal with people that of extreme wealth, they can be
Mhm.
very cocky. So,
Yeah.
you have to come in with your confidence in regards to your expertise. And I will share with your audience and share with you. I'm not a good detective. If you got me on this show because you think I'm a good detective, you made a mistake. I'm a damn good detective. I'm one of the best in the country. Okay. I'm one of the best in the country, girl. I mean, I know it. My client base, my bio, my resume, I got the receipts to prove I'm one of the best private detectives in the country. But so when I'm meeting people of wealth and prominence, they feel and they see my confidence. You have to have
Mhm.
that. I've been in this business for 25 years. I can't walk around mamby pamby and, oh, I don't, shy away from my talents are God-given gifts and talents. And I don't
Yeah.
I don't shy away from that.
Yeah, and if you walked into a situation with these high level people unsure of yourself, they would eat you up, spit you out. They would say, "No, not her. She."
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They
Because
wouldn't even give you
I'm
a
in a
chance.
male-driven industry. I am in a
Mhm.
male-driven industry. Not that it's not women, but there are women, but there's not a lot of Black female private detectives. They're out
Yes.
there, but it's not a lot of us.
Yeah, they're very small percentage.
Yeah.
So Lily is asking you, when you build up confidence, do you think your friendship base has anything to do with helping you have the confidence you need?
Lily, that is a absolutely fantastic question, and you were reading my mind, because seriously, because this morning, in prayer meditation for this cat, I said, God, be my voice, help me to speak in a way where I am able to motivate and inspire people. And one of the key things that I find that helps build confidence is your circle, is your
Mm.
circle. Whoever you have around you, and you guys, this may be controversial, but I apply it to my own life, whether it's friends or family. If you find that people are negative Nancy's, negative Nance, you have a responsibility to guard who's around your life and who's around your spirit and your energy, because those energy vampires can affect your confidence level. Kat, you know
Mhm.
this. I know millions of people. I can't go anywhere in the world without running into somebody, but my circle, and you're part of my circle, is very small. But the people that are around me, they're freaking titans. They're titans.
Mm.
They're confident people, they're progressive minded people, but most of all, they're kind people that want to make a difference in the world. I don't have people around me that are not confident. I don't have people
Mm.
around me that are not progressive minded. I want to change the world. That's why I'm opening
Mhm.
up this shelter for human trafficking victims. The only way that you can be a change agent in whatever capacity, it's not about just opening a shelter, is that you have to be a confident person. And the
Yeah.
people that are around you have to feed into that as well, where they're sending positive energy, positive blessing. friends and family. I have family members I have nothing to do with. Nothing to do with. Doesn't mean I don't love them, but they're not positive people. So I can't have that energy around me. I'm not obligated to be around you because you're a family member. I can love you and pray for you from a distance, but if you're positive, love it all day, every day. If you're negative, ain't got time for you. Keep it pimping.
I love that you said that, because there's a lot of people on this live stream that have told me, like, well, my mom's always doing this or saying this, or my cousin or whatever, and but they're my they're supposed to love me, and it's like they're not supposed to do anything, because if they were supposed to, they would be doing it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so funny. I just came back from a wedding, and I mentor a whole bunch of kids, and one of my little mentees got married, and it's challenging because he is this brilliant young man, graduated magna cum laude from college, and great first job. He just met this amazing person, but he has family members that don't really support him. And to get to the core of that particular situation, they're jealous and they're envious of him. And how ridiculous and sad is that, But I've had to kind of teach him the same thing. Love them, pray for them. But if they have made the decision to be envious of your blessings in your life, you cannot change that. All you can do is either entertain it and allow it in your life, or you distance yourself from it, but you still love people, but you don't allow that energy in your life.
And I think, at least for me, and I'm probably speaking for some of the people on here, when we have low self-esteem or self-worth issues, it kind of doesn't even occur to us that someone might be jealous of us, because we think, well, we're worthless, we're nothing, we don't have anything going on, why would anybody be jealous? And we are so hard on ourselves. What was that turning point for you where you were able to go, wait a minute, I don't suck, these people are just jealous of my gifts? Like, how did you make that shift? Because I think that's important for people to know.
That is a really good question. So I will share with you guys. I think that one of the biggest things that I find that people are challenged with is, like I said, when it comes down to confidence, you're entitled to have confidence. And you have to make the conscious decision and the choice that is going to be a characteristic or quality that you inhabit. It's a choice. It's a choice. Like if somebody attempts to fat shame me, I'll use myself as an example. First of all, they can. Because I'm plus size and curvy. God made me this way. I love it. Ain't had no problem. All my boyfriends love it. I'm happy. They happy. We happy. Okay. But if somebody attempted to fat shame me, I have a choice. I have a choice of, do I hear what they're saying? Do I relate to what they're saying and make that a part of my image? Or do I reject it? Do I rebuke it? And when people come at me with negative thoughts, I rebuke it. I absolutely rebuke it. But I will tell you guys a funny story. When I was 16 years old, I was on a bus. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. And I was on a bus with my parents, and this little elderly old man was getting off the bus. And he looked at me, and he looked at my mom and my dad, and he said, "Is that your daughter?" My parents said, "Yes." And he said, "She's very attractive." He said, "Young lady, always be true to yourself." And he just got off the bus. And I just kind of looked at him and I said, okay. And I laughed about it. But you guys, I was 16. And I tell you to this day, that is one of the principles and one of the mantras that I live by. Being true to yourself, you don't allow other people to affect your self-esteem or your confidence. You don't. You make it a choice, just like you get up every day and you brush your teeth and you take a shower, you shampoo your hair. Confidence has to be almost like a daily habit. And you don't allow anything or anybody to shift you or move you from it. You just don't.
Okay.
I've had it since I was a little girl. I can show you pictures of me when I was 5 and I was telling everybody what to do, which is why I think I'm a private detective, because I tell everybody what the doggone do. But
you know what?
I've always been confident, and I think my upbringing helped me with that. And then I had to develop it because I've always been taller And
Yeah.
I was plus size. And oh my God, you guys would never believe this, but Kat, I think I shared with you, I was bullied. I graduated an entire year early from high school because
Wow.
I was bullied to the point where it was ridiculous. I was in the principal's office literally every day because of women, jealous women. Girl, oh my God, they poured chocolate milk on my books. They poured ketchup on my books. They wrote stuff on the locker. I would be in the restroom and they would take wads of toilet paper and they would wet it, or they would even urinate on it and they would lob it over the door in the restroom. I mean, it was
Yeah.
just insanity. And this was constant. And only
Wow.
reason why, because I was an A student. I was liked by everybody. Everybody. I mean, I was Miss Popularity in junior high and high school. And they were envious of me. But see, I didn't understand that. I just couldn't understand what was their problem. So I
Yeah.
think those things really kind of have a lot to do with why I had to develop confidence. Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yes. And in what you were saying kind of goes in with Anna is asking, Monica, ma'am, how can we handle people who all the time are rude and demotivating and which makes others feel insecure and lack of confidence?
Okay. So I know this is going to sound corny, but you guys, you literally have to practice. You have to practice a quick comeback. You have to be able to practice a quick comeback. It may sound silly, Kat, but you're an actress. You know what I'm saying.
I
I got
do.
I got to come back for everything, right? So I'll share with you guys one of the things that I say to people, and it kind of derails them and it knocks them off their game. But when somebody is rude to me, I'll ask them. I'll say, "Is today a special day, or are you always this rude and disrespectful?"
Hmm.
And they go like, and it makes them become conscious of what they've just said or done. But you
Hmm.
have to be prepared for people like that. And you also can't cower. See, I see people cower. You can't cower. When somebody is rude and disrespectful to you, you have to acknowledge it. It doesn't mean that you're challenging somebody, but you have to acknowledge it. It doesn't matter whether you're white, you're black, you're plus size, you're slim, you're disabled or whatever. You have to challenge it when you see it, because
Mm.
most people are afraid to, or they
Yeah.
feel like that they don't have the right to. You as a person have the right to protect your physical body, your mind, and your spirit. And if somebody
Mm.
is being abusive mentally or emotionally, that still can be an injury. You have a
Yeah.
responsibility to shut it down when they do it.
That's great. And I think a lot of people, when they lack confidence, are afraid to do that.
Absolutely.
Elena, thank you for the gift. And Elena says she's been reading books on confidence and using the tips at work. We've got Lucas asking, Monica, what do you have confidence in?
God and myself. And I would say lastly, my work ethic. I've worked really hard to build a reputation for being one of the best private detectives in the country. So I'm very confident about my work capability. I do all kinds of investigations: homicide, arson, missing persons. I'm a fixer. Same thing you see on Ray Donovan, except I don't shoot people. That's the only thing. I don't shoot people. But I'm a fixer. I handle situations for very high profile celebrities and athletes, and I'm the best at what I do. So those would really be the three areas that I'm very, very confident in: my relationship with God, with
Mhm,
myself, and with my work. I know I'm the best at
mhm.
what I do.
Yeah. And, sometimes I think there's a disconnect for people who believe in God. We
Mhm.
misinterpret the scriptures that tell us to be humble, to think of others as higher than ourselves. We misinterpret that to think that we have to be doormats or let people walk all over us.
Absolutely.
And Rosalina is asking, how do I build my confidence?
I think if I showed you guys a picture in my office, I am a vision board person, right? I am a firm believer that before anything can happen, you have to visualize it. You can read books, you can life coach with Kat, myself, You can go to classes and workshops. You can do all of those things. But I think the first thing that you have to do is you have to visualize yourself as a confident person. I think the self-image that a lot of people have is not an image of confidence. I mean, it's like what you said, Kat. This is not being arrogant. I can't go anywhere where people don't come up to me. If I'm sitting in the doggone airport, I mean, I've had flight attendants, they'll come up to me. I'll be sitting in my chair and they'll say something like, I sit in my seat and they'll say, I don't know who you are, but I can tell you're somebody. I hear that constantly. And I'm in the restroom, if I'm shopping, if I'm whatever, people constantly come up and say something to me. It is because they can feel and they sense my confidence. I am very confident. I've worked very hard to build my business reputation, but also I've really put in the work for Monica to be the best person. So because I'm happy with where I am and who I am, I convey that. So to the young lady that just asked her question, visualize your confidence. You guys don't see yourself as confident. So if you don't, that's not the energy that you put in the universe. You put a lesser than, and am I worthy? And please know you are worthy. You are absolutely worthy of the best in a relationship. You're worthy of being treated the best in the world. Whether it's your boss, whether it's your coworkers, whatever your situation is, when you understand that, you don't allow anything less than that. I don't allow people to disrespect me, period. Under no circumstances. I don't care who you are. I am notorious for coming at people when they're disrespectful. And then when I see people be disrespectful to other people, I've actually come to the aid of other people as well, because we have an obligation to.
Yeah. Well, and what you said about having that belief and confidence in yourself, that is kind of like the same thing as social proof. Social proof is so important. And a great example is when I would go to all these auditions, and then there's been times where I've been on the other side of the casting desk and I'm seeing actors come in. The moment you walk into a room, if you are like unsure of yourself, they're like, oh, okay, no, they don't know what they're doing. They're gonna screw it up on set. This director works fast. They only get 2 takes. If they're afraid with us in the room, how are they going to act with our star? Absolutely. How are they going to act with our celebrity? And immediately from the moment you walk in, unsure of yourself, you've already lost the part before you've even auditioned.
Absolutely. And it's an energy, Kat. It's an energy. All of us have an energy. I'll use the example of a child. Have you ever seen how a little kid, how they'll go to certain people and other people they won't? All of us have an energy. So when you walk in the room, people sense your energy and they can sense. It's like when you go into the doctor's office and, all the seats are filled and there's only one seat and you kind of got to squeeze into that one little seat or whatever. It takes confidence to be able to walk in there and be like, okay, it's 20 people in here and it's only 2 seats left. Okay, there's one right there. And you sashay your butt over there and you sit down. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't matter what areas of confidence you have to have, but what you just said is so accurate. You're absolutely right about that.
So Nicola's son is asking, in order to build confidence, would you suggest doing activities that force you to step out of your comfort zone?
Yes, that is such a good question, Nicholas. Yes, I encourage everybody, whether it's classes or whether it's something you've always wanted to do that you've never done. Like I was sharing with somebody last night at dinner. I got a little upset with one of my girlfriends because I have a group of us and we travel together sometime, right? And I just met somebody, a new friend, and she said, well, I'm going to wait for you guys to do your next trip. And I said, what you mean wait? She said, well, I don't ever travel alone. I've never traveled alone. I'm like, well, what's the problem? She says, well, I'm like, look here, girl. No. That's not what we do. If I call Kat and say, hey, Kat, I got a week off. I'm going to Maui. You want to come? And you can't take off. I'm not putting my trip off to wait on you. I'm going to be like, bye, baby. I'll send you a postcard. I'll holler at you when I get to Maui. I've been all over the world alone. But I don't worry. I'm always careful I do my research and make sure I don't stay in areas where, I may be in danger, and I understand the culture and, all those kind of things. But again, that takes confidence. So if it's traveling, if it's a hobby that you've wanted to do, you've never done, if it's, whatever, if it's roller skating, if it's ice skating, if it's painting, if it's traveling, if it's cooking, if it's, speed dating. Yes, yes, yes. I encourage you, please try things that you've never done before or you've always wanted to do. It's not going to hurt anything. Nothing beats a failure but a try. Nothing beats a failure but a try. Give it a try.
Nothing beats a failure but a try. That's great.
Give it a try.
We've got Derek is asking, how can I have confidence that I can get a job as a photographer? He's also, and Derek is also autistic. So sometimes there's a social barrier approaching people. So
okay,
how would you suggest he becomes more confident to get a job as a photographer?
Okay. It's not about you being a professional, Derek. You have to know that you're good and you have a creative eye. I'm sensing the Holy Spirit is speaking to me while we're talking, Kat. That go for it. Don't be afraid. Just start taking pictures of everything. Everything. It doesn't matter if it's a fence or a post or, kids eating ice cream or whatever, and start really looking at and seeing the brilliance in your creative eye. I have a friend that's a photographer. This is so crazy. He's a sniper in the military. He's this expert sniper, but he loves photography. And he just sent me a whole bunch of his photographs, and Kat, they were stunning. And they were simple things. They were the twinkling of lights. They were a fence. They were a post. It was a street. It was stunning to me, the beauty of simple things. So that's what I encourage you to do. You can do it. The autistic thing, we're not going to use that as a disability for you to find your level of confidence, because you're using that as to keep you from your confidence. That has nothing to do with it. Has nothing to do with that. That doesn't define him. It doesn't define him. Go start taking pictures of everything, and somebody's going to love what you do.
Vias is wondering, do you have any advice if you're feeling lost in life? Like, I'm assuming he means like he doesn't have a direction of where he wants to go or do what he wants to do.
I think that it's important, first of all, if you knew you only had 30 days left to live, what would you want to do in those 30 days? If you could do anything you wanted to do, be a model, be a photographer, be a doctor, be a lawyer, if you had the magic capability of snapping yourself into being anything you wanted to be, what would it be? And when you think about that, for me, I've thought about that. It really is my work as a private detective and a filmmaker. I mean, Kat, I'm a filmmaker. I have a film production company. Like now, oh Lord, we're getting ready to shoot a TV series in Dubai fall of this year, and I'm involved with some other movies that I brokered. But it would be my work as a producer, a filmmaker producer, and my work as a private detective. I love what I do. If I could work for free, I'd work for free. But I'm a diva and I like luxury, so I can't work for free. I got to get paid.
That's right.
But I would work for free. That's how much I love what I do. And those are the areas that you have to think about that help you to realize, do I love what I'm doing? If you don't, you guys, I'm a huge proponent of not following what mom says or your family says, or, I've got friends that are doctors and they don't even like medicine. Their parents put all this pressure on them to become attorneys and doctors. Do what you love. Do what makes you happy. If it's working with children, if it's teaching, if it's painting, if it's working on cars, if you are a Martha Stewart. I mean, Kat, you and I have talked about this. This woman built a $1 billion brand off of the fact that she just liked to cook. She liked to cook, and she knew how to make stuff look pretty. And she built a freaking $1 billion brand.
Yeah.
So
wow.
We're no no different. You just have to find what you love. What are you passionate about? That's going to determine what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and Anadit is asking, Monica, how do you gain confidence when you feel like you can't achieve anything?
Okay, now I'm going to tell you what I'm hearing. What I'm hearing is that somewhere in that person's history, their backstory, they were either somebody beat their spirit down, beat them down mentally, beat them down emotionally, where they don't feel worthy. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that immediately right now. Whoever you are, I guarantee you, you are a blessing to somebody in their life. I know you're a blessing to somebody. Build on that. If it's Kat, if it's me, if it's whoever, right now, you're a blessing that you asked me a question that we can help other people. So you bless me today. You are a blessing to somebody. Build your confidence level in knowing you're a blessing to somebody. That's going to help you to start developing your courage and your confidence. Because it's like what I said, you guys, you'd be surprised how our backstories have everything to do with our current future life. Everything.
Yeah.
If you haven't forgiven people and you're still upset about what mom and dad did to you when you were 5, 7, and 10, and you're 40 or you're 50, and you're still carrying that, it can interfere with your current life. You have to,
Yeah.
what do I say all the time, Kat? My saying for 2022 is bless and release. Bless and release. That is my motto for 2022. Bless and release.
Yeah, we got to drop the baggage, right? The Bible says,
baggage.
Let
Bless and
go
release.
what easily ensnares you, those heavy weights. You have to let them go.
Bless
Doesn't
and
matter
release.
what anyone does. Doesn't matter what they said. They hurt you once, but you're continuing to hurt yourself every single day that you remember it and you dwell on it and you replay the scenario. You just have to kick it to the curb.
I've had people do so many hurtful things since that. I literally made a decision on December the 31st. I sat prayer, meditation, I always go to, service for the new year, whether you do it at home or whether you go to an actual wherever. And I literally had to bless and release people that had done some really pretty kind of funky bad things. And you, Kat, you know about it because I've talked to you and told you about some of it. But I had to release them. I made the decision I will not bring that negativity into 2022. I have to bless and release them. Yes, they did me wrong. Yes, they hurt me, but I have to bless them and release them. I will not bring that into 2022. And I didn't.
Yeah. And we've got Nicola, and because, when people do you wrong, you can get discouraged. And Nicola's son is asking, how do you handle discouragement?
Okay, so you guys, this is how I personally handle discouragement. Yes, there are moments of discouragement, but you have to let it be just that. A moment passes, you guys. It passes. You have to make the decision to allow yourself to feel what you're feeling. Don't make the mistake of denying what you're feeling. See, that's what people do. They deny it. I'm not pissed with so-and-so and so-and-so. I'm not hurt that they did this. But you walk around brittling, got bricks on your shoulders because you're so pissed about what somebody did.
Yeah.
Acknowledge it. Let yourself feel what you feel. Let that moment of discouragement. But see, you have to make the decision to let it pass. It has to be a moment, you guys. It cannot stick and stay. You guys understand me? It cannot stick and stay. And that's what most people do. They let something stick and stay, and it stays with them. You have to let it be a moment, and you let it pass where you can get past the discouragement. You don't let it stick and stay.
That's awesome. And Miss Motivation is asking you, how do you bring confidence up when you're public speaking? How did you get over that? Oh my gosh, there's a crowd of 200 people and they're going to judge me. Or how did you bring confidence to the public speaking situation?
I love speaking. And Kat, you know that. I love speaking, but everybody has a speaker style. I know when you do a TED Talk, they have, the 4 principles of what they suggest for a TED Talk. What I have found, to Miss Motivation, is when you are speaking from an authentic place and when you are bringing information that is going to propel and move people forward, that instills confidence in me. Because when I speak, I'm speaking from a place of authenticity. I share my life with people. I'll share with you guys how I started as a private detective. I'm sure that question is going to come up, and this hopefully will answer her question. But I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, you guys. When I was 9 years old, I had just gotten a brand spanking new bicycle for my birthday. I was in a park, and my bike was laying on the ground, and I was on the jungle gym. And this ball rose up to me, and I had been taught manners, and I thought I was being courteous. And I handed the ball back to the 16-year-old kid. He swatted the ball, stole my brand new bicycle. I had just gotten it, you guys. And my parents had spent a lot of money. This was a long time ago, but it was expensive. It was well over $200. I went home. I'm 9 years old. I told my mother, I said, my bike just got stolen. My mom says, well, I don't know what to say to you. I said, take me to the library. She said, are you insane, Monica? I said, don't argue with me. Take me to the library. Now, I'm 9, right? Went to the library. I went through the yearbooks for every school in my county, found his photograph, made my parents take me to the police department. I made them file a police report. I made them file a lawsuit against his parents. And the judge made his parents buy me a new bicycle, and I was 9 years old.
Wow. That's crazy.
And I share that story when I speak, and I've spoken in front of thousands of people. And the biggest question that I get back when I share that story is everybody always asks me, how did you know to do that? I was 9.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
And there wasn't no social media, wasn't none of that. I was just like, how do I find this kid? He just stole my doggone bicycle. How do I find him? And I don't know how, but something said, go to the library, go through the yearbooks. And sure enough, he didn't even go to a school in my county. He went to a school way across town, but I found his freaking butt. So again, it's about your calling. That confidence, that let me know what I was supposed to do in my future, which is why I know why I'm such a good private detective. You know what I'm saying?
So that's great that you brought this up because, especially, for those of you who say, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my life. I feel lost in my direction. I don't, there's things that people will say, well, this is what you should do. This is what you should get into. This will make you more money and life. But if it's tied into what God designed you to do,
Absolutely.
The confidence is there. Like, I know how I feel when I'm on stage reciting my poetry or when I'm acting. There's this level of confidence that I don't have if somebody wants me to program their computer. There's no confidence there. This is not my call. I would have no confidence if you asked me to do that. So
right. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, but like I said, I hope I answered her question is that just if you're authentic, that's the number one thing. You have so much confidence. It's when you're not being authentic, when you're telling a story that you think the audience wants to hear, or when you're telling a story about what relates to you. That really helps build your confidence because people can relate to that. I always share that story. And then I've got PowerPoints that I do when I speak, depending on what my client wants or what, like with you, if I was going to do a PowerPoint today, there is a PowerPoint that I have on confidence building where I share those tips of what I think it takes to build confidence. So that's the same thing that she should do as well. Be authentic and tell stories that people really want to hear and relate to. You'll be a smash.
And Vias is asking, how do you deal with backhanded compliments? Like, you have so much potential. You just have to stay focused.
Okay, so who died and left that person God? Who died and left that person God? See, that's what I'm saying about you have to be prepared when for people to make when they make comments like that. Those are comments that are meant to be inspirational and inspiring, but it's an insult. It's an insult, So you have to be prepared to challenge that. You know, I mean, I get comments like it's similar comments like that all the time. Like I'll share
Yeah.
with you guys. Oh, this is going to be controversial, right? I hear this all the time, you guys. I'm in pitch meetings and they'll say things like, "Oh my goodness, you are so articulate. You're so articulate and you're so intelligent. What the freak does that mean? What are you saying to me?" So
It's like they're shocked that it's possible.
yes,
Like,
and it's so insulting. And I've gotten to the point now. At first, I would be a lady, and then I've gotten to the point now where I'll say, "What do you mean for a Black person? Is that what you're insinuating?"
Yeah.
But that's exactly what they're insinuating. Kat, how disrespectful and disingenuous is that? Because what you are saying is that you're almost assuming that the average Black person or African American is not intelligent and articulate. I'm not the exception to the rule. I'm not the exception to the rule, and that's not a compliment. I get that one constantly, but I've had to learn to nip it. So when they say it, they think it's a compliment to me. It isn't. I let them know quickly. Please don't ever say that to somebody else because that's insulting. And they'll, oh my, Monica, I'm so sorry. That's insulting. Don't ever say that to anybody else again.
Wow. Yeah, it's funny you brought that up because I just finished reading the book White Fragility.
Oh Lord.
And it was a trip. I just wanted to see why it was so.
That one, girl. Oh Lord.
That book is very controversial, but it's interesting because it did bring up the backhanded compliments thing, and there's times where
I get that one constantly, Kat, and it's so freaking oh my God, you're so intelligent and you're so articulate. What?
Yeah.
And I've got now I call him out. I'm like, oh, for a Black person? Oh,
yeah.
So what have you been encountering? Have you been watching too much Morton and you think everybody's Shanae? What are you saying? What are you saying? What are you saying?
They're perpetuating this stereotype.
Yes.
Stereotypes, yeah.
You have to call it out. That's the only way you can stop it. You cannot be fearful. You have to stop. I've said it to huge Hollywood executives where I'm
glad you brought that up. I think that because sometimes we just we get this insult. You look good for your age, or whatever they're going to say. And you're like, what am I supposed to do? You'd be really pretty if you didn't. I remember one of my first acting classes I was in. You would be pretty, but you look like you're from Nebraska.
Stop it, Kat.
You don't even know what that means. I would be pretty, except I look like I'm from Nebraska.
Can you clarify? What the heck? I mean, seriously, Kat, you know me. I have no filter. I would have been like, what the hell does that mean? You just insulted every woman in Nebraska. You know what? I would have picked up the phone and say that again so I can put you on blast on social media so everybody will know how stupid you are. Who says that to somebody?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Lily wants to know, how do you overcome obsession and learn self-control? Like if you're obsessing over something or someone, how do you have self-control when you have like tendencies to obsess over things?
Okay. So first of all, you have to know whether there may be some health issues related to that obsession, whether there may be some mental health issues related to that obsession. Okay. That's the first thing we have to understand, because there can be mental health issues where certain types of medication will help a person not to have those tendencies. That's the first thing we have to know, whether it's mental, because if it is, you may need to go and see a doctor first. Okay, so let's say we determine that it's not a mental health issue, that it's more of an emotional issue. You have to get to the core of why are you obsessed with it, whether it's a person or a celebrity, or what is it that you are seeking from that obsession? A lot of times, you guys, it's a distraction. See, when you're obsessed with something, that distracts you from looking at your life. Does that make sense, Kat? It makes sense to your audience? It distracts you, so you're not able to focus on the immediate. What do I need to do now to be healthy and happy?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make
That's
sense?
good. Mm-hmm. Um, Nicola also wants to know, how do you overcome jealousy? Like if you have a friend who's spending more time with another friend than they are with you.
Okay. First of all, you have to understand, is it intentional? Okay. There may be hobbies or interests that the other two friends may have that that person doesn't have. So you have to allow that grace if that is the case.
Mm-hmm.
Or I've seen situations where two women intentionally do that to isolate the other person. So if
Yeah.
you know that those two women are doing that to isolate you, you know what, sweetie? You make Kat and I your new BFFs,
Yeah.
and you get rid of them too and say bye-bye. You
Yeah.
deserve friends that see your qualities and
Mm-hmm.
want to be a part of your life, and you want them to be a part of their life as well. You want to be in each other's lives. If you don't see that, I think it might be time to get some new friends. Seriously.
Yes.
Because that's mean spirited if it's intentional. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And women do
Yeah.
catty stuff like that. I hate to say it, but they
Yeah.
do that. And when you recognize that, nip it in the bud, get rid of
Yeah.
it, and go
And
meet you.
that's really good, because when I was growing up, when I was when I was young, when I was in my 20s, I would be afraid to confront. I would also be afraid that, with the self-worth issues, I thought, no, well, no one would want to be my friend. So I have to put up with this terrible treatment because
Right,
no one else wants to be my friend. And
right.
that's not the case. It's better to be going through life solo for a period of time until you get the people in your life that are going to love you and cherish you for the unique creation God made you to be.
Absolutely. And you have to know that you deserve it. See, people are
Yeah.
challenged with, I'm just one of these people, the Cat, I would rather be alone with my peace and my confidence as Monica Morton than
Yeah.
have people around me that don't wish me well and mean me well. I mean, I
Yeah.
will end a friendship lovingly, but I have to do that for my own health. And a lot of people are afraid to end friendships and relationships. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to call and say, Cat, I don't want to be your friend no more. I'm blocking you. I'm never going to talk to you again. You don't have to do that. But you can
Yeah.
bless and release and tell people. I've had to end friendships where I've gone to people and said, you know what? Our friendship has become toxic. I don't
Yeah.
allow toxicity in my life. So I think our friendship has reached a season.
Wow.
I
Hmm.
I've gone to people and said that. I wish you the best. I wish you well. I'm always going to be sending you blessings and peace, but our
Yeah.
friendship has reached a season. All friendships
Yeah.
are for a season or a reason. Understand that, you
Hmm.
guys. All friendships, season or reason. Period. 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 Period.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's a few people that, let's see, I want to thank Elena and Angela and Derek and Nicola's son and Karen for sending the super stickers. Thank you for sending the little gifts. Okay, so we've got Nicola's son is asking, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Ooh, you're Nicholas. I love you. You're enough.
Mm,
You're enough. You're enough. When I was younger, I would sometimes question whether I was enough. You're enough. Yeah, you're good. You're enough.
amen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so important to guys, for you guys to take that in and know that, because when we're out looking on social media and we're comparing ourselves to this person and that person,
Yeah.
we're always going to come up short. We're
Yes.
always going to be lacking in some area, because when you compare yourself, you're not content,
Yeah.
because you're always comparing the worst thing in yourself to the best thing in somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You're never comparing your good traits to someone's bad traits, unless you're a narcissist person, which I know none of you guys are. You wouldn't be on here right now.
It's not
So,
healthy. It's not healthy. I mean, Kat, I just did on my podcast, Strong Boss Bitches, on Fireside, you guys. I have a podcast called Strong Boss Bitches, and I was asked to do this podcast, and I love it. It's been amazing. We're blessing and we're helping people, but we just did an episode on social media. Is it a blessing or a curse? And again, Kat, you were on the podcast, but I find that you said you think it's a blessing. I love you. You're such a positive Polly, and I love that about you. But I think it's a curse because people use it for ill intentions. They use
Mhm.
it to be cyber bullies, and they
Mhm.
put so much pressure on these beautiful little young girls out here who think that when they see this model on social media with this perfect body, hell, that girl's been photoshopped. She don't have no perfect body. She got pimples and dents like everybody else. But
Yeah.
when you understand it, you have to learn to find the truth in it, because everything that's presented on social media is not always the truth. It's not.
Yeah. And with there's over 16 million people in America alone are getting plastic surgery each year.
Mhm.
And we look at these people with these ideals, and I mean, like, we look at the Kardashians, whoever, and they've
Yeah,
been on the chopping block so many times to
girl.
get that shape, to get that face, to get the whatever. And we're comparing ourselves to these these ideals that are not even natural
Yeah,
human form sometimes. And I
yeah.
saw this great meme the other day, and it was this girl looking really sad, and it said, "Oh honey, you're not ugly, you're just poor." In other words, if you had money, you could fix everything up about yourself. And I thought,
Um,
wow, what a statement of what society is like right now. If
but
we just had more money, we could lift this, tuck this, enlarge
girl,
this, do shave this off,
but
get rid of the
it creates such unrealistic expectations. I mean, I don't mean any disrespect, but I'm not going to be specific. But some of them have gotten to the point where they don't even look real anymore.
Yeah, they look like
They don't have
mannequins.
natural nuances that a woman has. I mean, Kat, you with your beautiful cheekbones and your beautiful chin, and me with my lips, because people always comment about my lips. I'm happy. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Now, when I get about 80, I might want to nip it, suck it, or tuck it. But right now, when I'm about 70 or 80, girl, I might nip it, suck it, or tuck it. But until then, I'm good.
But the thing with that is, not that there's anything wrong with wanting to fix your exterior. Those of you
Right,
on here who've gone through my online course, I'm not against
right,
plastic surgery,
right.
but I'm against you thinking that's the answer, because you can't fix and you can't
An
fix
internal
outwardly if
problem.
you have an
Yeah,
inside problem.
right,
So
right.
you have to fix you. You have to love you. It's so interesting, because like the last few days I like stepped on the scale, and I see the numbers been going up, and I'm like, wow, I have never been this heavy in my life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not even beating myself up. I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting.
But you know
And
what, Kat? Let me say something to you.
yeah,
My secretary, right? We have this saying, we holler. She's like, I have coronavirus. She called them corona curves. Corona curves.
Corona curves.
Corona curves. I said, what are you talking about? She said, Miss Monica, I've gained 30 pounds in the past 2 years. She said, but yeah, she said, but because of the pandemic, I wasn't going to the gym, I wasn't active, blah, 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 blah. But again,
Yeah,
you have to find a way to not beat yourself up about being human.
yeah.
Everybody I know has gained weight, Kat, including my fat butt. I've gained 25 pounds. Girl. And I was like, whoa, I've gained 25 pounds. But no, I've gained 30. I'm sorry, I just told a lie. I told a lie on Sunday. Sorry, Jesus. But I've gained 30 pounds, right? So I just started back going to the gym. I'm cutting back. I've lost 20, and I
Nice.
want to lose 20 more, right?
Okay.
But I have to extend grace towards myself. I don't beat myself
Yes.
up about being human. I'm human. People go up, down, side, left,
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up about being human. Allow
And
grace. Allow
and
grace.
absolutely, grace. And it doesn't have to affect your self-worth. The only
Absolutely.
time it annoys me is when I can't get my pants buttoned. Other
Girl.
than that, I'm like, oh well.
You are so
I
crazy,
mean,
girl.
I'm just not looking forward to getting a new wardrobe. I'm gonna spend that money on some other things. So, um, so somebody was asking, how do they find you on Instagram or social media now that you
Okay.
are on social media?
Yeah, I am. You guys are gonna laugh at me. I've only been on social media, and I don't have a whole lot of followers because I'm a detective, you guys. So I've only been on social media about 8-9 months. but I'm finding an audience now because of people like Kat and the TV show that I'm on. I'm on a show called Sins of the City on TV One. I'm getting ready to do another detective show, and then my show should be coming out next year. It was supposed to be this year, but I've been so busy. It'll be coming out next year. But you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at the 007 Diva for Life. The 007 Diva for Life. You guys can find me on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, I'm going to put that in the chat so you guys can see it.
Okay, Kat. Appreciate you.
007 Diva for Life.
Yes.
Okay. For those of you who don't know, that 007 is a James Bond private detective reference.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to thank Jordan and Lily for your super stickers. Okay. Lily is asking a question about hair. Lily wants to know if you like super straight Malaysian Chinese hair. That's the kind of hair Lily wants to have. She's always like, can I have straight hair? I'm like, you got the hair you got. You got the hair you got. What are you gonna do?
I wear all kind of hair. I'm a girly girl, so I have short hair. When I'm feeling my Beyonce, I will go put a wig on in a minute, girl. Okay, but but I like all kinds of hair. I like curly. I like straight. Predominantly short because I travel so much.
Yeah.
But I love hair. So if I feel a mood and I want to change, I will put a girl. I got about 40 wigs in there. I'll pull a wig on in a minute. Yeah.
Blake wants to know if you're an actor.
I'm not an actor. The TV thing was really interesting. It really took me to see it. I wasn't looking for a TV show, you guys. This is again where I'm saying about how God in the universe works. Flying through the radar, always been Olivia Pope. Happened to meet an attorney on business in LA. He Googled me. He said, you need your own TV show. I'm like, no, dude, I don't need no, I ain't looking for no TV show. Girl, please. Got an agent. He shopped me all over Hollywood. I got offers from everybody. OWN, BT, TV One. I got offers from every freaking body. So not an actor, but I guess I may kind of act like an actor because I'm a detective.
Yeah,
but I'm not
I would say you're more like a TV personality.
Yes, definitely.
Definitely. Commentator and stuff.
I would agree.
So we've got a lot of comments coming in saying how amazing this stream has been today, and people are
I'm so
very
glad.
grateful.
That makes me happy.
What is it that I did not ask you about confidence that maybe something you share in your bullet points and your tips that you want to leave us with that you think would be very important for us to know?
First of all, you guys, every single person, I want you to hear me. I may not see you, but please know that I love you. I'm praying for you. You are valuable. You are worthy. Don't settle for anything less than the best. Nothing less than the best. Know that. Walk in your confidence. If you don't have it, let's start every day taking tips and steps working towards developing your confidence in yourself. If you need to make a career change, love yourself enough to do it. If you're in a toxic relationship, love yourself enough to get out of it because you deserve the best. You deserve the best, period.
Amen to that. Okay, guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this live stream as much as I have. It looks like from your comments you have. We got just about 1 minute left. Is there any last question you've been dying to ask that I didn't see? Or yes, you're getting a lot of like, Monica's the best. Unknown ball legend is waking up early to do his basketball. Everyone's saying thank you in the chat. Okay, well, it doesn't look like there's any last question. So, Monica, wow, I just want to thank you for gracing these wonderful people here with your wisdom, your years of knowledge. I know it's probably hard to believe that you at any time might have struggled with confidence issues, but I don't remember you ever telling me about the bullying. That's amazing.
Isn't that
amazing?
And
I wish, when I was being bullied, I would have even considered that maybe it was jealousy. It just could not even cross my mind.
Absolutely.
So guys, consider that maybe people aren't picking on you because you're not good enough. Maybe they're picking on you because your light
Absolutely.
really reveals their darkness. Your
Absolutely.
aliveness makes it more apparent that they're dead.
Oh, girl,
So
let me tell
I
you
would
what,
take
Kat,
that.
you
Yeah.
hit it. And see, you and I are these two people where our little light shine. I tell people all the time, if you can't handle this light, get you some sunglasses. They sell them on every corner.
And there was a time in my life where I dimmed my light to make others
Girl,
feel more comfortable.
No, I know. I mean, I shine, I glow, I radiate, but I've asked God for that. He's developed that in me. So everybody that's listening right now, that's probably what a lot of it is. People can't handle your light. You tell their asses to go get some damn sunglasses. You're not going to dim your light. Don't you dare do it. Don't you dare do it. Don't.
I love that.
Girl, go get some sunglasses. Get some glasses. This shine ain't going nowheres.
Oh, brilliant. I'm going to use that from now on. I'm not going to dim my light. I'm going to tell everyone else they need to get sunglasses. I love that. Thank you for joining us today. You guys will see you next week at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And go follow her, the 007 Diva for Life, on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Love you, Kat. Bye, everybody.
Love you. Bye. Eli.